Today's pressure, the weight of trying to grow a church without the systems to support it. I bet this is true of you. You're passionate, you're faithful, you're doing the work, preaching, leading, serving. But if you're honest, everything still feels a little stuck at times, or at least stalled out. Staff are stretched, your volunteers are ghosting you, momentum is kind of flatlined or even gone the other way. That's frustrating. But it might not be a people problem or a passion issue. It might just be a systems problem. Here's what I see. I mean, time and time again, as I coach and consult with churches and pastors, churches with mission but no systems always get stalled. Churches with systems but no mission, they get stale. But churches with both, they thrive. Well, let me say that again. A church with a mission but no system, it always stalls. If you have a church with a lot of systems, but they don't really know where they're going, well, that gets really stale. You have to have both, and both together create a healthy, thriving church. Because passion may fuel ministry, but come on, structure, that's what sustains it. So what systems are we talking about? I mean, there could be tons of systems, but there are three essential systems that every healthy church needs. And let me give you some kind of questions that you can even ask as you evaluate the three and evaluate if you have them to the level that you should. Here's the first one of the three essential systems. Number one is a discipleship system. Here's the question. Can people clearly see their next step? Too often, churches offer menus, not maps, a bunch of programs that do not connect in any way. Your discipleship pathway really needs to be clear and sequential and measurable. Don't just offer a class. You want to build a journey. If you honestly assess your discipleship system today, what would you find? I do this with lots of churches where we discover the reality of where we are so we can design a better approach, a better strategy, and then deliver what we've designed. Those three steps are kind of the strategic steps that I take churches through. If you were to do that today, if you were to start with discovering your reality of your discipleship pathway, what would you find? Do you think people can clearly see their next step? Are they inspired to take it? If a person shows up at your church and you were to kind of walk them through what it looks like to grow in their faith as a part of this church, would it feel like a buffet, a menu, or would you feel like you're handing them a very clear map? That's what we want to create. And not to suggest that all discipleship is completely linear, sequential. It's not, right? But faith growth does involve steps. And they need to be kind of escalating steps in deepness of faith and deepness of challenge. So make sure you have a discipleship pathway that is really clear, that it's sequential, and that it's measurable. So you can make sure that there aren't any gaps where people are kind of falling off that moving sidewalk as they make progress in their faith. Okay, here's the second one, leadership development, a leadership development system. Here's the question. Are we multiplying or just maintaining? If the same volunteers are doing everything, you don't have a leadership pipeline. What you have is a burnout machine. Leaders need a system that can train, empower, and elevate people when they're ready. Great churches don't just grow in size. They grow in leadership depth. Every healthy church has a leadership development system because they're not just maintaining what is. They are multiplying their influence. They are multiplying the kingdom. I would argue you can't overpopulate heaven if you're not multiplying leadership at the same time. Because the more people that may be showing up, the more opportunity you have to disciple, to mentor, all the things that leaders do. The larger a ministry gets. For instance, let's say that you have a student ministry and you've got 6 students showing up. And what would happen next year if 26 showed up? And then what if 106 showed up? That's a leadership pipeline opportunity. And if you aren't training, empowering, and elevating people within your church to do that, you will be the limiting factor. Leadership development will be the lid that limits and creates a barrier for you. So Are you multiplying leaders, or are you just kind of maintaining what you have? That second system is a leadership development system. Here's the third one, last one, an outreach system. You could call this whatever you want, evangelism, whatever. There's lots of ways to talk about this, but here's kind of the question. Do we have a repeatable plan to reach new people? Hoping that people find you is not a strategy. Hoping that they drive by and get caught up in the traffic is not a great strategy, right? You kind of need you need a plan, and you can't just have a communications team or a marketing team. That's not enough. Having some Google ads or Facebook ads, that's not enough. In fact, I would argue maybe you don't even need to do that. What you need is a system that engages the community, invites intentionally, and then helps new people stick, right? Growth isn't just spiritual, it's strategic. And an outreach system, I mean, that word kind of feels a little churchy to me, but call it whatever you want. An outreach system is this repeatable plan that helps you reach into your community, love people well, build the brand of your church. It's not a bad thing. It's not secular. It's spiritual to do that. Engage that community, teach your people to invest in relationships with people in their circles in the community, invite them to attend things at your church. And then when they do, roll out the red carpet, make it sticky for them. And you probably know this, but events and environments, those are not sticky. Relationships are sticky. So inviting someone randomly to come to the thing, they may show up, but the odds of them re-showing up are pretty slim if you can't build a relationship around it. So invite people to invite people, inspire people to invest in relationships that can be sticky when they are invited. Now, here's what I would love for you to do this week. I'd love for you to ask those three questions. Is our discipleship map clear? Are we multiplying leaders? Do we have an intentional plan to reach beyond the walls of this church? And then just choose one system that you would like to strengthen, just one of the three. And that's it. You don't have to do all three today, right? Eventually, you may want to work on all of them, but just start with one. And maybe you should pick the one that's causing the most pressure and try to work on it and fix a piece of it first. Again, you don't need to overhaul your entire church, but you probably do need to build one better system this week or maybe this month. If you need help doing that, listen, I'm here to help. I mean, I offer free pressure valve sessions, offer in-person and digital leadership labs. I'd love to help you move forward with clarity and confidence and help make sure these three core fundamental systems are in your church and working for the benefit of the kingdom. But listen, even if you don't call me, that's okay. Don't ignore the system's problem because it's not going to go away on its own. But if you have some clarity around it, it can become your greatest asset. Hey, until next time.